Imagine you and a friend that get robbed and them identify you, but them don't identify your friend. How it go?
If somebody come rob me and you,
Yeah.
and them say, yo, we don't want nothing from him. You gonna say, yo, better you rob the two away?
I better rob the two away.
Why? With two away left stranded?
Only rob you? How would I feel after that? Would you consider me as a friend after that?
It's not your fault, bro.
If I try to help you,
Exactly.
and I see that, they're putting up resistance or whatever.
Yeah, but I think you set me up still.
Imagine. Yardman Podcast are the one.
Yeah, man.
Yardman Podcast are the one. Yardman Podcast are the one. Yardman Podcast are the one. The Yardman Podcast.
Number one.
Tell about the Yardman Podcast.
Yeah, man.
The Yardman Podcast. Tell about the Yardman Podcast.
Boom. Davian and Tonil back with the number one Jamaican podcast in Murcia, Spain.
Number one Jamaican podcast in Europe.
And we're going for the world.
And nothing can stop us.
Nothing will stop us, bro. We are persistent. We are resilient. We are fighters.
We are.
And we have 765 subscribers that are pushing us.
Yes.
765 people can't fit in this room, you know.
How much is that short of getting to 1,000? That's
235.
235 short of 1,000. You guys need to run up the numbers. And this is a good time for you to like, share, and subscribe. Tell it to your mom, tell it to your dad, your auntie, your sister, your friend in class, your teacher. Tell it to everybody.
Tell it to your enemy.
As well.
Tell it to your enemy especially. This will waste a lot of their time so you can move forward in life. Tell it to your enemy right now.
Right now.
And we're starting out jubilant. And I don't know if you guys have noticed. The real ones have noticed that we have shifted our meme of the week segment to transition into the discussion of the week kind of thing. Let me know if you like it
or you guys prefer the old format. But give
man.
us some feedback as to, if you like the new format, the old format, if we can include some things, we could take some things out. If we talk too much, we should stop the podcast. Also, you can say this.
Yeah, but we're not going to stop.
Nah.
Not for one person. We need 765 people to sign a petition for us to stop. But we started out meme of the week as per usual.
Yes.
And send us the memes if you see the memes are funny and they have a topic that we can look into, because right now we're just finding the ones that we like and stuff that we like to talk about, but I'm sure that we're missing out on a lot of things. Yeah, Tony, your meme ready up? Right. And Tony's meme of the week this week, it looks like it's going to be one of them.
Hey, my brother.
One of them
Are you
ones.
ready?
One of them ones. One of them ones. I swear to you. I'm ready, man. Ready like Freddy.
Não dá, né?
Ei, Salvador, velho, diferente. Vai começar o assalto mais inusitado que você já viu na sua vida. Na vida de vocês. O ladrão vai lá, revista o cara. Aí começa, né? Pra ver se ele tá.
Him know the plan. Him know the routine.
Yeah. Just give him phone.
Just know the routine. People stop rap phone now, bro. It worth more.
Não vou, não. Aí fica com pena do cara, porra, velho. Xiaomi velha guarda, eu vou devolver esse celular pra esse cara aqui, porra, coiteado.
Sound Brazilian, Português, não?
Yeah, Brazilian.
Vou devolver. Isso já o compasso lá injuriado. Devolveu o celular.
Give him back him phone.
Ali, porra. Bora embora. Deixa esse cara aí. Tá mais pobre que a gente. O cara sobe na moto, o compasso pega e puxa. Não, a gente vai roubar ele. E aí começa. E aí o ladrão principal.
Confusion, brother.
Switch.
Não entendi mais nada agora. Quem é o ladrão?
Claro.
Embolou.
So hold on there. Is a betrayal.
I don't know what happening there, but
misericórdia.
It's a betrayal.
Virou os três.
It's a betrayal, Durati.
What a turn of events. Imagine somebody come. Imagine you. We don't promote violence or any of these things, Rasta. But imagine you and your friend have a problem with somebody, and you and your friend go and talk it out with this person.
Yeah.
And you did that, talk to the person, argue with the person, and then when you look, your friend turn upon you.
You know what go on?
And start to argue with you too.
You know what go on? This man attack. I'm gonna tell you how this would play out in Jamaica. Two women go up on a robbery, right?
Yeah.
you know, me and my brethren go up in a robbery, vroom, 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 pull up on somebody. And we, you know, we do the, we say, yo,
We look on the scene and say, show identity.
Yeah, man, give what we have. And then while the man want to get robbed, he probably look on the other brother and say, yo, me know you, you know. Yeah, my cousin. Yeah, my cousin. Yeah, my cousin. And the man say, where your mother? Gwyneth? Gwyneth, I'm your auntie.
And then boom and this.
And then it does switch.
Yeah, and later we like give advice. Make sure you go to school now. You nobody come
man.
go out the road, come rob and them thing. Then
Don't
you
be
make sure
like
you go to
me.
school, you know.
Don't
be like me, you know. Be the difference, be the change.
Yeah, man, bloody stick of that water. I swear, I can picture that.
We can
happening.
actually picture it too.
Yeah, because you know I've been held up before,
Yeah.
and what saved me is knowing somebody.
Always.
Just knowing somebody. The time when I was taking out my thing.
Yeah.
Pause. Pause. I take out my wallet and my phone just to hand it over.
Mm-hmm.
And this one man just identify me and say, yo, where your people them? I'm gonna say, yeah, them. And I say, all right, no, let him make him go on.
Make him go on.
Make him go on. A good
So
youth.
imagine.
Make him go on. A good youth.
So imagine you and a friend that get robbed and them identify you, but them don't identify your friend. How it go?
Me da try. Pick up fee, but better one we get robbed that 2 hours somebody need for pay the bus fare. Somebody need for call the police. No? So better one we get robbed than
My
two.
God.
Because if somebody come rob me and you,
Yeah.
and them say, yo, we don't want nothing from him, you gonna say, yo, better you rob the 2 away.
I better you rob the 2 away.
Why? If we 2 away left stranded?
Dog, me can't live like it is bad enough that the person identified me and they're going to leave me and only rob you.
Yeah.
But only rob you? How would I feel after that? Would you consider me as a friend after that?
It's not your fault, bro. I wouldn't hold it against you.
Yeah, but well, it all depends on what you do in the situation. If I try to help you and I
Exactly.
see that, you know, they're putting up resistance or whatever.
Yeah, but I think
Then-
you set me up still.
Imagine like so many thoughts can be going through your
You
head.
set me up, I swear.
So many thoughts can be going through your
I'll
head.
be like, that boy, you set me up, and I when I go home and I'm be that boy, they watch me from iPhone a long time. You want the iPhone, you know. Long time. And him
My
alone,
God.
me tell us me get paid today, you know. Set me up, you know, and then they rob him.
You just start for make so many circles in your head, like what actually just happened.
True. But more likely, both of we get robbed. My video this week is a short and spicy one, you know. Being a proud passenger on the gelding truck, coming up to get a promotion to the driving truck.
Yeah.
It's about something that happened in the Jamaican news about the fertility crisis.
Jamaica facing economic threat due to falling replacement population level. Why don't never tell me this? My country needs me.
They need me too.
Jamaica, give me 2 years. 2 years. Yeah. 15 mega fire.
15.
15 mega fire. Jamaica, don't worry. Help is
On the way. But whoa. What was the headline of the news? It says Jamaica is failing.
Jamaica is facing Jamaica is facing economic threat due to falling replacement population level.
So in short, people are having less kids.
People aren't in the way that you said they were f***ing. You remember that conversation where you see, yo, a Jamaican man do it 100 times a regular man.
Yeah. Be included. Wow. But look at that. What happened? Because I can remember. Well, no, I know what happened.
What?
I can remember when we were younger. We used to like how much cousins you have, Davin? I can't. I don't know. I actually don't know the number.
No.
I can't put a number on how many cousins I have.
That's why the robbery situation so family I can see say it happen because I can have a cousin and I don't know this man is my cousin.
Yeah.
And he knows he's my cousin.
Exactly.
Brother.
I have 1 million cousins, 1 million uncles and aunties.
Yeah.
Both of my grandmothers on both sides of my family, they had 14 to 16 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. My father's side has like a good amount of over 10.
And then I could have seen the change in my mother's generation.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's generation, my uncles and aunts, they would have like 3 kids.
Yeah.
2 kids, you know?
And nowadays,
my mother had me when she was my age. 28, yeah.
yeah, just you alone.
Just me alone, yeah.
Lone warrior.
You know? So sometimes, you know, honestly, when I think about my age or where I'm at in life, I think about my mom.
Yeah.
You know, she might have been doing the same things when she was 28. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we kind of like try to put myself in like her shoes when it comes on to like that.
Youth is a different scenario, you know.
It is.
Because she's a woman and he's a man. Big
True.
difference that when it comes to you.
Big difference.
The level of pressure a woman face to have a child is different.
Oh,
from
no,
the
no.
level of,
No, but I wasn't referring to like the pressure that we would face to start to have children. I was referring to like the train of thoughts that my mom would have,
the
the
reasoning.
feelings my mom would have in that moment and all of these things. Because believe it or not, we pass through the same emotions and the same things at the same points in time as our parents. We might deal with it differently,
True.
but we'll pass through the same things. You know? And the pressure that you might face as, for example, let's put ourselves in a Jamaican context.
Yeah.
As a 28-year-old.
As a gelding.
You know, I've known a lot of people who have kids so far from my generation.
Yeah, true.
You know, some of them are on their second one. You know, do I feel the pressure? Not exactly feel the pressure, but I can see, how am I explain this? I can basically see myself in their shoes.
Off the gelding truck.
Off the gelding truck. Yeah.
I think here in Spain it's easier for us to not feel that pressure. If you were in
yeah,
Jamaica,
exactly. If I was in Jamaica, you're gonna reach 30 next year, no? Where your first youth there?
but I tell you, that's why you become a permanent passenger for the
Permanent passenger versus an environment here where people aren't really talking about kids.
No.
To me, honestly, the way how people talk about kids here is almost as if kids are like, in Spanish they say un cargo. I don't know how to say this in English.
A load. A load.
Literally a load, a heavy load. A kid is like a heavy load.
Yeah.
You know, for example, but the good thing is that when they have kids, they include them in everything. They carry them to the bars, they carry them to the beach, the pool, they carry them on trips, everything, right? Sometimes and a good thing about Spain is that usually the grandparents, they're very young. When I say young, I mean like between
mobile, functional, moving.
So if you want to go somewhere far away or whatever, you can leave your kids with your grandparents, and that way the grandparents will get to know the kids and grow the kids as well.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like I think people see kids as a big like heavy load here in Spain.
But you have to release your load.
Oh my God, David. People prefer to have a dog or a cat before they think about having a kid.
What do you think caused that shift? Like now people are having less kids. The birth rate lower.
I think in Spain this has always been the case.
Globally.
No, as in like I would like you don't see people in Spain having 10 kids or 15 kids. The people who would have these kind of kids are what we would call, and I'm not classing them because you have people outside of this group who would have kids. Have you ever heard about the Kikos?
No.
Los Kikos?
No.
So these are people who are religious. They're involved with the church.
The one that don't believe in contraceptives. And
yes,
like,
that kind of thing.
There's that branch, the Catholic Church, that they don't believe in any form of contraceptives. So
if I'm wrong, correct me.
Not only in Spain, bro. It's just part of the Catholic Church. Like contraception as a whole for the Catholic Church is not something that they condone. Maybe the more modern interpretations they will look into it. Yeah. But like Catholic, they don't use any contraception.
Well, yeah. People would prefer to have their liberty up until, and people also have children late here That's another reason why they end up having less kids. Us, for example, in our context, when you get to 24, 25, that's when you start to think about a kid. You know, whether you can or not.
I don't
usually.
I think it's even older than that, bro.
You think so?
I think in the Western world, the more educated you are,
the less kids you have,
and the less likely you will ever have a kid.
Yeah, dog. It's weird, you know.
The more educated.
It's really weird, you know. Because at the end of the day, they also educate you on having less kids. They also educate you on having kids within a time period that you're at your best financially, that you're at your best emotionally, and you're stable. But sometimes that point in time,
it never reaches.
You might never ever actually get to that optimum level that you seek for. And sometimes when 35 years pass, 36 years, then they would decide, all right,
I remember
let me have some kids.
For a woman, 35 is not a good age, bro. Because I think
that's why they usually end up having one.
Because I think the chances of a successful pregnancy when a woman reaches 35, it's probably 50%.
Yeah, it decreases significantly.
And to 40, I think it's, I don't know, don't quote me on the ages, but I think it's in those ranges, like 50-25% of chance of losing a baby, like because you wait that long.
Losing a baby or having a baby with like special needs, or complications during childbirth and all of these kind of things. They increase with age for women.
Yeah. And for men, like, the good sperm die too.
Of course, I believe so too. I don't believe that the same set of sperm I used to have when I was 20 is the same set of sperm I have now.
It's not. It's not, because the motility and everything decreases. You might still be able to impregnate somebody, but not
and keep a good level, but
the level decreases as well. Like our sperm count decreases with time.
Oh no, yeah. Remember, we basically start here.
Yeah.
And after that, you start going down.
Yeah.
You know, but I believe, for example, if the curve is maybe this long, right? When you get to here, you're still at a good level. But when you get to here, you're at a critical level.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, like, with a man, we produce sperms every day. I think we produce
1 million every day.
More, 200 and something million every day. 230
at least,
million. Like 1,500 a second or something like that.
Yeah.
If those stats are right, those are just random. I think the last time I heard this was a while.
Maybe in high school or
whereas a woman, through life, she's born with a finite amount of eggs.
And they go releasing every month.
Yeah, throughout the lifetime.
When she starts.
By the time she's ready, if you wait until 35, 40, 50, 51, I think is the age of menopause. It's rough.
Rough, yes.
What do you think has caused this shift from our parents' generation to this new trend?
Because
like, it's cool now for a woman to say that she doesn't want to have a child. Back in the day, a woman not being able to procreate, she would feel
inferior.
She'd feel like an outcast.
Yeah.
She would feel less than.
In some cultures, they still are looked down upon if you get to a certain age and you don't have any kids.
Same for a man as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, infertile. Not saying there are people that are medically they can't have a kid, and that's unfortunate and stuff. But what do you think caused that shift, bro? Where the birth rate just start to decline.
First of all, education. Educating people about family planning. Telling people not to have 8 kids. Have 4 or have 2.
Yeah.
And you can give those 2 the life that you can't give to the 8. I think they sold us that idea. They also gave us contraceptives. Not only in condoms or you have like a DIU. What's it in English? DIU is the word in Spanish.
IUD.
Yeah, IUD, which is something that you would, and not a natural contraception. It's a contraception that they would actually insert into like the vagina,
I'm a fan of the IUD. I'm a big fan.
Actually, there's a big number of girls our age, even younger, that are putting the IUDs here in Spain.
Because you don't have to remember to take a pill. You don't have to worry about a condom breaking.
Yeah.
It just blocks traffic.
It does.
The traffic is blocked unless you have a sniper. You have a sniper that picks out that one egg.
Yeah. Other things like, more contraceptives like the pills.
Yeah.
You know. Another thing too is economically, it is very hard to maintain over a certain amount of kids these days.
True.
In our parents' time, the kids would only have to really honestly worry about what they're going to eat.
Yeah.
Education and those things would come like second.
There wasn't a pressing matter for it.
Yeah, because actually back in our parents' time, there was no need for education. If you know how to do something with your hands,
yeah, you have a skill.
and you can work and you have a skill, that will be enough for you to eat food.
Yeah, you don't even need it. Well, people didn't need to read and write. They can work on a farm.
They can work on a farm. Reading and writing wasn't really...
So you're saying education as this is one of the side effects of the population becoming more
I believe
educated.
So. Yeah.
I have a different theory.
And don't forget the economical part too, and contraceptives.
I have a different theory.
Mm-hmm.
And this one gonna be a bit
controversial.
Possibly. It depends on the minds that are listening.
You want to be like Bernie Mac?
No, it depends on the minds that
those kids.
No. For me, it's the traditional values have shifted, and it shifted when women got the right to vote, and women got the right to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that shift meant that focus. The purpose of a woman before was to. This is not my view. This is just the fact of it. Mm-hmm. The purpose of a woman a certain time ago was to take care of the household and have kids. That's it. Mm-hmm. Not to go out and find a job.
To be the carer of the family, not the breadwinner, the carer.
The carer and just a literal baby bag. Just to have kids. Let me finish.
Wait, put it in context, because this wasn't the context all over the world. This was the context of
the Western
world.
The Western world.
Yeah, the heavily patriarchal family.
Exactly.
Right?
It was a case where the woman stayed home, take care of the kids, have a lot of kids. They were just literally just breeding bags. Like the men just saw them as that their jobs wasn't to go work in the fields, even though there is always an outlier and a percentage that were doing this. But I'm saying
very few.
The majority were housewives and living in this traditional sense as just having kids. And then women got the right to vote, women got the right to work, women got the right to go to university, study. So that entire shift, I think, is a side effect of all that.
It is. It definitely is.
And I'm not saying that these aren't positive. These are positive things, and everyone.
Of course, these are positive.
Everyone deserves to have this, but it has led to a decline in birth rate. It's a side effect of it. Like, good things can have consequences as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because it's more good, but there is still this little side of it where it's taking a toll on the eventual population. Where you see countries like in South Korea, where they're literally paying people to go there.
Places like China and Japan too, they will pay you to have kids.
Yeah. Whereas, remember a few years ago in China, they had a one-child policy.
Yes, remember that? I remember that. When I was younger, I was so shocked with that.
Yeah, because they were having too much.
Yeah, because they were like worrying about the population and all these things. They didn't want a population boom to happen like overnight, so they made a law. One kid.
Yeah. That one kid policy in China. No. They're feeling the effects of it, because the next thing is, another thing that led to this is the medical advancements. You know, medicine advanced, so people are living longer, so the population is getting older. So it's not that we don't have a population, it's just that we don't have a population
to replace
the working population. They're too old and they need to be taken care of. And these people, that's why you see certain viruses go out and it affect a certain part of the population and reduce the numbers, because certain people wanted this.
Yes.
Because an aging population takes a toll on the economy.
And you have to care for these people
in a
as well.
capitalistic society.
Yeah.
And you have to pay for it, bro. So the medical, we're living longer, but we're not working necessarily longer.
Yeah. And you know, going to this medical, you know, thing, it affects fertility rates.
Yeah, the fertility
the
rates.
things that we eat these days, the products that we use,
True.
the lifestyles that we live,
Yeah.
I would say. Like all of those, they combine, especially the lifestyle that we live, I would say, and the products that we use. Because if, for example, look at even this. It's not only the man met the baby, right? But we can see where testosterone levels have actually decreased.
True.
Over the decades and over the years.
That decrease the amount of sperm that you create.
And it decreases your want. Your want for woman. Your want for be...
Your nature.
Your nature. You cut your nature, basically. You know, all of these things combine, and even for example, this might be, there was a study that was done. Well, no, it's the same testosterone. You know that you know about the study with the gay frogs.
No.
So there was a scientist who did a study.
Hold on. You can't skip over gay frogs.
Wait a
minute. So hold on. So these frogs were not jumping. They were jumping each other.
Basically, but this study is actually real. There was a study. There was a scientist.
So how they know the frogs are gay? Like you need to set the hypothesis.
Hate the man. So a study was done. I don't remember, it was a few years ago when I was a kid, you know. There was this guy who decided to use, it was a household product that he used, right, as an experiment on the frogs.
Yeah.
And he also saw that the frogs, their population rate was decreasing. And him stop and study the frogs some more.
Yeah.
And him find out that this product, it actually made the frogs have like less testosterone, and it made them gay.
Hold on. Be careful what you're saying.
No, I am not saying this might be a factor as to why we're having less kids these days.
But just the less testosterone leading.
Yeah, I'm talking about the less testosterone, which will lead to a lower fertility rate.
Yeah.
And if you have a low fertility rate and a high mortality rate, it means that your population is decreasing. Right?
Sure.
Your fertility rate should always be over your mortality rate. If you want to maintain a population or you want to increase a population.
True.
The mortality rate should not be over that. And these days, I would say, even though people might say, you know, with the advent of science and medical,
it can keep up with the individualism as well. Science
that is another thing that I was getting to. The individualism.
Yeah.
The selfishness of saying, I don't want a kid to come and consume all my time. I'm not willing to give all my time to a kid. Right?
Yeah.
I want to have my time for myself, to do what I want.
Yeah.
To do things that I want to enjoy.
I want to live my life.
I want to live my life. That kind of selfishness.
Some people might say it.
Some people might say the contrary.
Yeah, they're living their life. They have one life. They can choose not to put it on all to live for a kid. But personally, for me, bro, we were biologically designed to pollinate.
We know this. We designed for pollinate without end.
Yeah.
When we want to stop, we stop.
Yeah. You know, I watched this movie.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool concept. It was a concept that the earth, we human beings on the earth are actually a virus. Like
I believe so.
Like we are a virus, and we just keep reproducing to terraform the planet for a higher being. You know, but we're a virus that got out of control because all we do is procreate,
destroy, and consume. You remember I'm sure you remember like during like COVID time and whatever.
Yeah.
Look at the world, how it was outside when everybody was inside. The world was flourishing. We used to see animals coming up from places that they haven't been coming up for years. The rivers were clean.
Yeah.
The waters were clean. Look at Venice, for example. How clean the river got. People even saw fish.
No tourists.
Without any tourists. You know, we are the virus of the earth.
So hold on, so you can't say we're the virus and then you want to procreate more, which is more important because a lot of people say, yo, they just don't want to have a kid to be born in this world.
Because of how wicked the world is, how cruel the world is, for example, some people might argue.
Yeah, but you know that's not a fact, bro. People always say it seems more wicked and more cruel because we have more access to knowing what's going on another side of the world. But realistically, we are having less wars and those things now. If you read the history, yes.
I don't want to say so in another VM because I can name a few, you know. Only on the continent, you know.
We can have there is a few, but did wars exist there before? Yes.
Yep, no, David. I want to say that we have more wars these days, you know. If it's not a war where a man go and take up a gun, it's a war against being human. A war against being.
That's always been the case. That's not a new war.
As I said, I can name many wars.
Yeah, you can name many wars that are going on right now. But there was a time where there were a lot more going on consecutively, like together at the same time, bro.
It feels like
currently.
I know it feel like a long time ago, but it's not a long time ago, David.
Yeah, because as I say, right now it feels like there are more because we know about more.
Yeah.
Because we can go on our phone and we just type in Africa, and we see Congo, we see all of those.
No, you're not going to see them.
No, if you
Davian, you're not going to see them.
My phone.
You will see,
phone because I search.
Exactly, my phone too because I research these things. But you will never see the war going on in Sudan. You never see the war going on in Ethiopia. The one going on in the Congo. The one going on in Libya. All of these places. You will never see them.
But as I said, bro.
South Africa, everyone.
These wars have been going on for decades. So these aren't new wars.
Yeah. But them exist.
No, they're not new wars. They're the current. Like they're just constant. There's no end to them.
And wars before used to have an end. They used to have a start, and they had an end.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when a war start and the thing is, wars usually start for like resources.
Yeah. Or somebody it's just land. Most wars are about land.
Land and the resources of the land.
Land or religion.
But more for land these days, you know.
Land and religion as a backing.
Yeah.
To justify it.
Yeah, it's true.
Religion
It's true.
Yeah. The conquest of land. But at the end of the day, it's just land.
It's just land.
You know what I'm saying? And that used to be another factor as well that helped with renewing the population. The population didn't used to live as long as it does now. Because think about this, like, imagine having your thinking of starting a family, but you have your mom and your dad to take care of in their old age. You can't have a kid because you don't have the financial capability to take care of your parents, especially if they don't have any social security or any form of savings or investment.
Which is most of our parents, honestly.
Because nowadays we're getting more educated and so more people are retiring. But it doesn't mean that we have enough funds to, okay, I don't want to put my parents in a home. Or even if I do decide to put them in a home, I can't afford a home.
Difficult, yeah.
So
I have to spend my own time and say, all right, I go and take this month and take care of mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
But I also want to have a family.
But what you going
to... I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough energy. Because I also have to work to provide as well. I have to work to eat, to provide for everybody.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a tough conundrum, bro. If you have to take care of the elder population and you have to take care of a child,
rough, man.
It's easy, and it's an easy choice as well. It's not a difficult choice. Have a kid or let your parents live out their last days. Not the best. You will choose not. You'll say we'll
Tough.
wait. You'll wait. You will wait, and then you wait till the wait gone, till it's too late.
And when you wait after that, you start to reconsider. And you say, I really want to do this.
At this age.
You know?
Yeah.
What was your plan when it came on to like having kids, Davian? Did you plan to have them before a certain age so you can stop at a certain age? Or did you plan to
Honestly.
Are you going according to plan?
No, the plan is off.
No?
The plan is off track. The plan. What freaking plan? The plan was to get.
Mind the way off track, brother. We can tell you that
the
from
plan
now.
was to get married, stable job, have 3-4 kids.
The dream. The American dream.
The dream.
The dream.
And settle down and be happy.
Yeah.
But life doesn't normally go according to plan. Because right now, if I was to have a kid, I'm thinking about it realistically. Mm-hmm. I don't want my kid to be without a father. So first thing I need to do is find a suitable partner.
Of course.
And nowadays, that affects it as well.
Yeah, because the things we said before, people mentality changed towards having kids.
You know, I've dated a few girls, and one of the main reasons why things ended was the fact that they said they never want to have kids. And imagine that.
That's supposed to heartbreaking.
And that happened 3 girls in a row I dated.
My God, that's supposed to heartbreaking.
And all 3 say, yo, they just don't want to have kids. Maybe they'll change their mind, but I'm not going to be the reason they change their mind.
I understand that. Because everything that happened after that, it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault. I never want to have kids.
Me.
Well, yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, yeah.
She's going to say that,
it's
bro.
Your fault. I never wanted kids. You convinced me. And now this is happening. Your fault. This is your fault.
Take care of the response. And then that caused a rift. And
yeah.
One thing I will never do is not be a part of my children's life.
I can't see that happening.
No
even though, for example, circumstances might happen, but I think
the only circumstance that can happen is death and prison.
Exactly. Exactly. I've seen so many cases, and the one regret, for example, that like a father would have towards his child is not doing the little that he could, little at a time. When he could. Sometimes people think that I have to do something big all at once. But honestly, the little things, they count and they add up to big things instead of waiting to do something big.
Yeah.
For somebody.
Let me save until buy a car.
No. Little by little until you can.
Carry the time.
That too.
Because right now, most of the things I remember from my parents and stuff, it's not the stuff that they bought me, bro. It's the experiences that we have. The Sundays when I used to go watch my father play football and him carry me go watch cricket. I was there watching. I know it developed into a love for football and a passion for cricket and stuff. It's those things that I remember.
Your father ever carry you go race track?
Always.
We used to go with my father sometimes. We used to love race track.
My father carried me. I remember the first time.
He used to go Caymanas?
Caymanas. Father carried me to the race track. And the first horse. First horse I pick in that race. Win. Win. And from that, that's the one story my father always said. The first time we carried him got the race track.
You win.
Yeah. I think they asked him Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Trevor Simpson.
Big up Trevor Simpson. Yo. That Jackie was a Jackie, man. I tell you. Yeah.
I remember those days. You see, those things are what really matters.
Yeah, exactly. You remember those kind of things, man.
And one thing I realized about our planet, bro, is one of the main reason black men like us struggle is the lack of a man in their life. Lack of a father figure.
Yeah, I would say. It affects you a lot.
I would say that even more than a lot of social issues, if we were able to get more male role models and men in their kids' lives.
And more love from male figures, for example.
See, the love.
Because if me and you will be really honest, Davian, we don't really see love from the male figures in our family or around. No. We see respect. We see that them want to protect us. But we don't hear certain words like I love you or even a hug, for example.
What's that, bro? What's that like? What's that life like?
No, for example, I've never heard I love you from my father.
See,
never.
What's that
not
like?
Even once in my life.
What's that like? More girls have told me they love me than
my God.
What's that like, bro?
Oh my, I tell you.
What's that like?
You know, so all of that kind of, because every child needs TLC, tender love and care. The tenderness more than everything else. The tenderness to give you a hug. The tenderness to even though I don't know how I feel about this. I see people do it in Spain. I think it's lovely, but I don't know how I feel about this for me.
Oh.
When a father would like kiss their son.
Where?
No, I've seen fathers, for example, kiss their son on their lips.
That's a cultural thing. Like,
yeah,
I know.
I prefer on the forehead or on the cheek, for example.
Like
you know,
in the Middle Eastern cultures, kissing is a standard. Like they're two guys who want their family are close related. They hug and they kiss. On the cheeks.
Yeah.
But that's not our culture. Our culture is
boom face.
Yeah,
it's almost like a far away culture, you know, Rasta. You know, it's like a distance, but we know.
Yeah, we're there.
You know, you don't feel, as in, you don't feel the person. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Versus, for example, I'm sure like with some of your European friends here or your Spanish friends or wherever here. You kind of have more of that kind of connection in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I say?
More.
Compared to, for example, your friends from back home. We have that connection, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I say?
More distance.
Is more of a distance. Honestly, yeah.
I hope that's something that can change culturally. Like, fathers should actually... Because I would tell my son, yo... I can't even say the words. Yo, I can't even say the words, dog. You see?
It's just hard. It's something. It's not what you're used to. It's kind of hard for come out. Yeah.
I can't even say the. It's not that. But then again, when I say these words, I feel it has more meaning because it takes a lot out of me to say them.
Yeah, and a point to note: we're not saying that our parents didn't love us. We felt the love. We felt it. We felt the love and respect, but we never heard it.
Never hear it.
So that's why the first time a girl tell you, "Me love you" and them kind of things, it's sweet. It's sweet, man.
Yeah, man.
It's sweet.
They mad you.
Yeah. Me I tell you. But
You chase it.
And it's not even something that is indigenous to our country or whatever.
No,
is that I've seen it in African cultures also.
I'm pretty sure there's someone listening from a different country right now
who can relate to everything that we're saying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's just like the male paternal figures just in our cultures is a different form of parenting.
But you know, we should also try to find the root of this. Do you think that our parents experience love from their parents?
I think they parent. Alright. I think they parent incrementally better than their parents.
Repeat?
I think they parent incrementally better than their parents. For example, you see the mistakes that you think your parents should have made. You will try not to repeat those by a certain percentage. And it gets better and better.
Over time, yeah.
So I think they had it worse.
But they had it much worse than us.
I think
believe.
our parents had it a lot worse than us.
Yeah.
And they tried to make it a little bit better for us. And now for us to go forward to make it better for our kids.
Yeah.
And the thing is, until I have kids, I don't even know how I am going to be as a father. I know how I would like to be as a father. But people change. And you don't know how things go.
That's true.
I just know I have certain core values where come hell or high water.
They have to be there on top of the table. They have to be. I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. Yeah.
That's simple. That's just simply it for me, bro. That just being there. Because whenever I hear a kid gone astray or getting violence or crime, main factor, where is this that? Not saying all the time, but most time, absent.
You can see where there's a percentage.
Big,
like
big,
a
big
good probability.
Someone can look it up and put it in the comments, like the correlation between crime and absentee fathers.
No, there's a definitely a big correlation with that, I would believe.
I think the correlation is probably even more than the correlation with poverty. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, because in a way, you break a person when them don't have enough love, you know. When somebody don't grow with enough love, them grow with something else that is not love inside them. Them grow with more of a kind of survival kind of thing. Them kind of grow in terms of survival.
Something
missing from them.
Yeah, and,
you know?
And also it comes down to the guidance as well. It's lead by example. The things that your parents instill in you, more than likely those are the things that you will find valuable.
Definitely.
Those are the moral things that will guide you to life. Those are the norms that you will go by. You know what I'm saying? But to just, I have a question for you. What was the question again, bro? Seeing you talking about the birth rate thing.
Yeah.
My thing is, there's a lot of female contraception. I'm wondering if there was a male contraception, if you would take it.
For me?
Yeah. If there was a male contraception and your girlfriend is like, we have 3 kids already, we don't want any more, would you take the male contraception? Like a pill?
It's a very hard question, Davin. You know why? You know why? I'm not a person where really make we say look out for contraceptives. I won't say in art. In some cases I believe that contraceptives needs to be used.
Okay.
Right? But in some cases better practices can be done to avoid certain things.
Explain.
If you don't want to pick the vein, you don't fuck.
All right. So hold on.
But wait. And also, if you don't want to, for example, use contraceptives or whatever, you study the cycle of the woman. You find out when she's less
Tonil.
What do you call it? Less fertile or more fertile.
No man is going to have the flow chart.
Why not?
Have the flow up and tonight, baby, is the only night.
No. Why not, David?
When nature call.
But that's called family planning also.
When nature call.
Yeah, when nature call, but David.
All right, that's the next thing will contribute to the birth rate. We never continue talk about the preaching of family planning.
Of course, family planning, yeah.
In schools.
And the
preaching of abstinence as well.
Yeah, remember when they used to come to our schools and they would give us the condoms and all of these things from the health clinics? You know, I used to still have one back home.
You should use it.
No. No, dog. First of all, I always used to say it. You ever use one before?
No, I would never use any of those
ones. I tried to use one before, I never work out that vein.
What happened?
And the same problem my brethren them would have tell me say. It don't have no lubricant.
Condom, those?
Yeah. Sometimes them would come expired. And most times, 8 times out of 10, them too small. Because it's not a one size fit all in a dog. You see me say?
Condoms are supposed to.
But David, it's supposed to fit you. It's not supposed to squeeze you and kill your life, David. If you see
that. Yo,
you know?
I have 2 stories. I come to the condom story now. We're going to end it for that.
All right.
I have 2 stories. The first one was the too small thing.
Yeah.
I have a friend that used to live in Russia. You know the friend, right?
Yes.
You know the friend?
Yeah, man.
And I went on a date. And it's a date I went on, but I didn't expect it to end the way it was going to end.
Yeah.
So I wasn't prepared. I was out of stock.
Yeah, I understand.
So on the way back to the apartment, I say, yo, bro, can you put 2 condoms in my room right in the bedside table for me, please? Please, I beg you. And he text me and say, yo, him not really use them, but him have 2 from when he used to live in Russia.
Oh shit, that sound like some long time
ago. No, it was like a year. Condoms last a long time.
Condoms last like 5 years, they say.
So when I go in and I go so boom and I take out the Russian no offense to Russia. These 2 condoms, I take it out, bro.
You can fit for your finger.
Halfway, and it's like the thing just a squeeze on me.
Nah,
yo, me never say embarrassed in my life.
I understand, and that honestly, that is one of the first moves when it come on to when you're about to get down. If it don't fit, you're dead there struggle and you try to put it on, and you might put it on wrong, and then it might cut your circulation, or it might it might come off after.
Yeah, man. So, well, to be honest, I was not going to stop, so I try, and you know what, with the condom, it come off.
Oh God, look there. Me tell you.
But sometimes when you deal with certain mission, you go with God, but you also know when to hit the brakes, and you know,
of course. Leave it, postpone the dagger in till the next day.
No, just pull out.
Oh God. Ay, just pull out, David.
Next, you ever use a female condom?
No. I've never met a girl who has had a female condom. The girls that I've been with, for example, they always expect you to bring the condom, because girls always expect you to bring the condom. Yeah. I've never met a girl who has a female condom. I've never seen how it looks in person.
Oh God, man!
If somebody bring that one to me, right, I don't know how to.
Oh, it's big. You don't have to worry about the size.
I mean, imagine, because it's supposed to fit the tube, yeah.
All right, that one here is a different story, though.
Oh my God.
This one, I think this was when I was back in Jamaica in university, bro.
Yeah.
I was linking this girl, nothing yet. And one day I'm on the bus home from school, and she sent me a message, say, "Yo, come over." You know, she said, "Man, say, yo, be right, you know."
Which school is University High School?
UWE.
Okay, UWE, okay.
I think I first year in a UWE.
Yeah.
She tell me, say, yo, come over. I'm gonna say, yo.
Wait, no, you take it.
UWE.
UWI.
Okay. UWI.
Okay.
She messaged me and say, yo, she don't home alone. Come over. The bus I pass her house. This time, I tell her, I say, yo, B, this is the last bus fare I have to get home. I don't have bus fare. I don't have dinner money. I don't have a
nothing.
I have university. You sometimes you just have the bus fare alone to
university
get home.
days, you go through with the bare minimum.
The bus fare and enough so I have on the service.
Yeah.
And she messaged me. I say, yo, stop off. She said, don't worry. I'll take care. I'll give you a bus fare to go home, and I'm making dinner. I'll make you dinner.
Good girl.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Alright. You roll, you know, you don't know you're a young youth.
Of course, we got mash works, man.
Yeah, come off of the bus in a strange area. Come off of the bus, I think around 9-10. We did a talk. Go to our house, she pick me up.
Wait. A garrison you reach?
No. Could have been other garrison. Okay. I have a garrison story too.
I have
a garrison story too, but I save that for your next time. I come off of the bus, bro, and she pick me up. And we did that going to place 9-10 o'clock. You don't know things are going on. And she say, yo, you have a condom? Go and check my wallet. Nothing. Empty wallet, bro.
Works postponed now.
Works.
My God.
I say, yo, I could go buy one around in the shop. This, so she say, yo, run. She goes to boom and give me her bills. And she say, yo, go buy the condom at the shop.
That sound like a while ago, man. Cause me remember when bills used to could have buy. Remember the Durex?
Yeah.
It was a 3-pack of Durex.
This was, I think,
for like $100.
You know what me that buy?
Yeah.
A long love. You know what?
Bombo Clan. Long love.
Buy a long love or a rough rider.
Yeah, you know somebody never use long love, man. He's afraid of it.
Long love or a rough rider. Buy a long love or a rough rider.
Because them say it used to have stone.
It have like a something, man.
Indian brush or whatever.
Long love the boots use.
Yeah.
Go so boom. The shop lock. Little shop in the community lock.
Yeah.
Go back there, the dog, and the whole night. I'll ride me.
My God, man. No more, man.
But there's a woman rock solid for the entire night. And she say, yo, she will want to do something to her. I say, all right. Okay, I'm go with God, you know. She say, no, she don't want to breed.
She don't want to breed, dog.
She don't want to breed. She say, yo, she got a clink, and then give her a female condom. And she goes to boom, I'm going to go to boom. I say, her. Me try it. Me try anything.
Anything right now.
It was like, either that or a plastic bag. It was either that
my
or
God.
a plastic bag. I swear it come down to that or a plastic bag.
Oh my God.
Cause I start carrying out the plastic bag too. Even a bread bag.
Bread bag stronger, yeah.
A bread bag or the plastic bag.
My God.
Something I used today. I'm gonna go so boom dog. She take out the female condom and I read it and say if I put it in, it's like me I read advanced physics. Put it in the female condom. And she say, I'm gonna say, yo, man, if I put it in you first before and then me just go in. She say, you know, put that in me like that. She said, me don't believe. So you're not putting it in like me that. I'm gonna go say, woman. I'm gonna say, alright, roll it out, dog, and it have a ring. It have a little ring. When you put it in the ring, stay at the edge, like.
Yeah.
So what I do is, I roll it out, I'm put the ring over it, I'm hold the ring.
So it don't come out.
I start running.
My God.
Yo, you know the worst thing, but then I have a bad job myself. I'm gonna tell my brethren them about it. Of course, I'm tell the brethren them about that story.
It's a story time. You got a story to tell.
One day, my mama say, yo, man, one day if I breed the girl, cause is that alright? And one day, one of my brethren call me and give me a woman voice and say, yo, how you breed me daughter? Me here say you breed me daughter. My heart leap.
No most dog. That's a very frightening call to get.
My heart leap.
Of course, yeah.
My almost
My
drop down.
My God.
Some brethren come around the corner and laugh, dog.
Ah, my
I
God.
swear. Yeah,
Oh
man,
God,
but
what a friend like that. Wow.
those are the days. The days that you used to take any risk.
Yeah, man, you're throwing the dice and hope say 6 fall.
Yeah, man. Alright, we're going to turn your tunes and call it a day.
All right. So, this week's tune is brought to us by Vibes Cartel and Gaza Kim. A song from back in the day called Teenage Pregnancy.
A teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, she
Tell
said,
her to put all the blame on
She
me.
said, when me I go tell my father,
Tell him to put all the blame on me.
love will solve any problem.
Yeah.
Wow. And just for highlight this for a minute, teenage pregnancy in Jamaica. During our time, I used to see a lot, not a lot, but you would see some girls.
A big percentage of my friends,
Yeah.
I would say 25 to 30% of them.
That's a quarter. Wow.
Teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's
And one thing I learned after that time that I didn't know, but it would always happen. So when girls, for example, would get pregnant, teenage pregnancies, they would stop going to school. Not because the school said you have to stop,
Yeah.
but because of the shame, because of the things that will come to it, your reputation, all of these things, they would stop going to school.
But back then, the school didn't have the infrastructure in place for them.
That too. The
No.
schools weren't really receptive when it comes down to
Or
the
they would
mothers.
go to a certain school. There was a school just
I
for teenage
remember,
pregnancy.
yeah, I remember.
In half a 3 years. So, no,
Yeah,
half Hope Road.
Yes, they used to wear like a blue
And white.
a sky blue and white uniform.
Yeah.
I remember that
That
too.
school used to go on a sky blue, dark blue, or something.
Something to that extent. I remember.
And this was also was a special needs school as well.
Yeah.
The same school, special
Yay!
needs, and all of them. But
It's true. Yeah.
because I
yeah.
don't even think nowadays certain school in Jamaica allow kids to go there pregnant.
I think they made legislations against it. We're not sure. Do your research. Don't follow us. But
Yeah, there's just one school I know.
I used to remember
Hope Road.
seeing that school. Yeah.
Only school you see them in their blue, dark blue and white, or black and white. I don't remember. And I hate that.
Even for example, Heart. Remember Heart? HEART.
Yeah.
A lot of
Artrus NTA.
a lot of people who would get pregnant would go to that school also.
Because you learn a trade afterwards. Or during.
Yeah, that would be it.
But I don't think someone should be declined of going to school because they're pregnant.
No, I don't think so.
If
I think
that's the case, you have declined women going to work when they're pregnant. It don't make sense.
it don't make sense. I think the school should have been more receptive towards these teenage mothers.
Yeah. Oh,
You
I
know?
know things we not talk about with this child care thing. The next thing we never talk about,
Sorry.
we never talk about the cost of child care as well. If you have a job, if you have a 9 to 5 and the kid they need to pay for the daycare.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. We never look at it at that angle. But I also highlighted that the economical factor of having a kid is it's much more expensive these days.
True.
You know?
Yeah, man. Every kid need an iPhone. They need a MacBook. They need.
Yeah.
We say it like a joke, but
really true.
But you don't want your kids left behind. You want them to live a better life, and
yeah.
You know, even though we're talking about the declining birth rate, this doesn't mean that you should go out there and just pollinate.
Pollinate with sense.
Yeah.
Pollinate with a plan. Have a plan and then you pollinate.
Yeah.
Don't pollinate and then make a plan. You know?
Exactly. And if you do pollinate, you can still make a plan afterwards.
Yo, I still can't believe you and this pollinate, dog.
Pollinate is our word, dog. We're going to,
We are
going to trademark pollinate. Yeah. We're going to trademark pollinate. They're like, pollinate is a plant? No. We're pollinating. And, you know, as the good Lord said, go forth and pollinate.
Go forth and have a nation.
Yeah, man.
And thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't yet, like, share, and subscribe. Now is the time. Thank you very much. And would you like to leave him with some words, Davian?
I just did. Go forward and pollinate.
All right. Until next time, guys. This was the Yardman Podcast. We are out. Yes. Right, on the hour. Yardman Podcast are the one. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast.
Subscribe now. We out.